You're pretty critical of everything for a guy who lives in his parents' basement, bald fraud. Listen, buddy, I don't have to take any flack.
Hi, sweetie, I brought you your pizza rolls.
Not now. Not now.
Well, what
Mom,
should I do
I'm
with
busy.
them?
I'm doing my YouTubes.
They're gonna get
Just leave the
cold.
pizza rolls by the door. I'll eat them when I don't
Sounds
care
like
if they're
it's
cold.
a real job.
This is yeah, it is a real job.
Not really.
It is a real job. Welcome to episode 2 of... What's the name, guys? What's it gonna be? You'll never guess the name I chose. It's SMG Viewers Comments, starring Glenn Fricker. I'm sorry. That's a lie. It's called FAQ Mondays with me, Fluff. I mean, honestly, gun to your head, can you tell the difference between me and Fluff? I'll post a picture of Fluff right here, and we'll put him next to me. There's no difference. We're the same person. I'm actually not going to tell you the name of the series just yet because the person who first suggested it in a comment is going to be this week's winner. If you recall, last week I said that I'm going to be giving away a course every week to one commenter. So in a little bit, when that person's comment comes up, then we'll talk about it. Nakla, I really enjoy these videos, much more than your gear review videos in the past. Nothing against them, that's why I subbed. I wish you could break down every one of my favorite songs like this. First of all, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying those videos. He's referring to my ghost reaction videos that I did this week. I did 3 of them. You can check those out right here. I can honestly not say that I would never do another gear review. It might happen. I don't know. There's tons of reasons why I might. It's not like I didn't like doing them. I did sometimes, but what I'm doing now is so much more fulfilling to me in every single way. To me, it kind of felt a little bit like a waste for me to be doing gear reviews because there's so many other people who do them better, like Ola and Fluff and Glenn, who do it better than me and seem to like it a lot more. And especially when I've got something that not a lot of people are doing, it's a bit rougher out there trying to get people to care about songwriting when it's not sexy, flashy. It's not an easy thing. You can't just buy good songwriting, right? You can buy a new pedal and you can change the sound of what you're doing immediately. But I don't know. It's a tougher sell, but I think far more fulfilling for everyone, for you and for me. The Reverend John Prophet, you own at least one bass that is nicer than any bass I've ever owned. Why do you constantly use mini bass instead of the real thing? That's a good question, actually. A couple of pretty simple and not very sexy reasons for this. Number 1, just the upkeep on the bass. I have to keep fresh strings on it. Number 2, it's currently in the garage and I forget that it exists. And number 3, even though I really love playing bass, in the moment when I'm writing something, I want to be able to change it in real time and not have to re-record something if it's not working. When I'm writing, if I'm just writing MIDI, if something sucks, I can just go in and move the MIDI note. And it's just a lot easier to engineer and get a really banging sound out of it. I don't really recommend it as an artistic way to do it. I'd much rather play a real bass and record it. And on the Invirtue album, that's what we did. Also, to get the sound that I like for metal bass, I hit it so fucking hard, ungodly hard. And it's very physically demanding. So when I'm really recording metal bass, it's a lot of work. And in the moment, most of the time, in videos and on the streams and stuff, I just don't want to bother. So tell us about you. What's Trey like outside of YouTube? Outside of YouTube? You think I'm a real person? That's very sweet of you. Honestly, I'm a little boring. I basically work from the time I wake up until I'm just sick of it, and then I sit on my couch and watch whatever it is I'm watching. At the moment, it's Stargate SG-1. I hang out with my girlfriend on the weekends. I will occasionally go out and do stuff. Weirdly, I am an extremely extroverted person. If you meet me at NAMM or whatever, I will talk to you forever and ever, and I love people. I like talking to other people. But for some reason, when left to my own devices, I'm a little bit of a homebody. It doesn't seem to add up, but I don't know. I don't really have a lot of hobbies. I like to play video games. I'm not particularly good at them or anything. I like to play Zelda. I like sort of puzzle adventure games like that. It's a little hard to say because I love what I do so much that I just made this my job so that I'm never doing something I don't really want to do. I mean, not never, but you know what I mean. Still gotta pay taxes.
Feared as villains, Q and Trey.
Congratulations, Feared as Villains. Not only are you this week's winner, and you're going to get a copy of my songwriting course, Complete Rock and Metal Songwriting, you have also dubbed this series. For the time being, at least, all right? I really like this, Q and Trey. A lot of other people really liked it, as you can see here. We're still very early on. I'm not married to anything. I don't see a ring on this finger. But for right now, welcome to episode 2 of Q and Trey. In order to claim your prize, please DM me on Discord. I'll put the link in the description for where you can do that. Thanks to everybody else's suggestions. I'll read a couple more of those now. St. Lucia Official 2019, Trey's comment section show. Thanks to Drop Audio, who said you should call it SMG Viewers Comments. I did think of it before you said that, but at least we're both thinking of funny. Joel C. Sabo, Trey AMA. That's a good one, like AMA. Jeremy, you should call this segment, I answer your stupid fucking questions. Oh God, I hate you all so much. Impractical, but not bad. Farhad My Black Rose, reading and roasting, hot takes, comment to conversation. Eric Olsen 326. This question may be a bit inside baseball, but why do many YouTubers say their videos are sponsored by their own products/services? Does even reasonable self-promotion need to be declared in a specific way when operating a channel as a business? Does money even need to change hands, at least on paper? This is a great question, and you're probably asking because I've been doing this recently on some of my videos where I talk about how the video is sponsored by me and my courses or whatever. And the reason that I say that is just more as a segue than anything else. If it's not being sponsored by somebody else, I don't have to declare it, as far as I know. If I do, I have been breaking the law. But I'm pretty sure that I don't have to say that. It's kind of just like a colloquialism, a little bit of a smoother transition than me saying, all right, now it's time for the advertising spot where I talk about the thing I want you to buy that I make. But speaking of such a thing, I want you to buy the thing that I make, and today that thing is Complete Rock and Metal Songwriting. It's my course that is 15 hours of everything that I know about writing songs. And speaking of inside baseball, there's going to be a discount just for my audience, just for viewers of this video, and you can get that at the link in the description. So thank you for giving me the perfect segue. How do I transition back into the regular? I'm just going to go. Eagle Stav Sev, 5962. Hello, Trey. What's your take on gear limitation? Does it take away your inspiration or gives an impulse to squeeze everything out of what you have? It's like having 22 frets while needing 24 and saying, fuck it, I'll bend. I am of the opinion that without limitations, there is no such thing as creativity. Because if you have unlimited resources, then why do you have to be creative? And I actually think that that's a bad situation to be in. I never want to have everything that could ever possibly be. And as someone who has way more gear than most people, I can confirm that it's not necessarily a good thing. No matter what, there are limitations of your physical being, what you've got access to, even if you have billions of dollars, right? And tons of great art and music have come from people just embracing the limitations of what they have. You may have heard of the producer Steve Lacy, who produced for Kendrick Lamar on his iPhone, produced hit songs, recording everything on his iPhone in GarageBand. And if he can do that, you have no excuse. Lots of videos that I've done here on the channel are these songwriting challenges of different kinds where I'm imposing these limitations on myself, like the Roll for Song videos, any of the like song style mashup ones like the Country Gent one. And I love doing that so much because it really squeezes the creativity out of you. And actually, just now in the moment when I said that, I think that's a pretty great way to think about creativity in general. You're never going to get the creativity out unless it's squeezed out of you.
Paulius Shishowskis 558. My thoughts on gas. Do not buy a product unless you're solving a problem.
This ties directly into the last comment. This is a great way to look at it. If you're not solving a real problem, not, I need another guitar because I got one and drop D and then, no. Okay, solving a real problem, then you don't need it, don't buy it. You're wasting your time and your money. Sometimes the problem is lack of inspiration, and getting a new piece of gear can really fix that for a short period of time. But don't buy pieces of gear that are side quests. Only buy gear for your main quest. Don't look. Don't look over here. Don't look at these things that I bought for my side quest. And now it's time for a brand new segment. I mean, this is the second episode. Every segment is brand new, but just shut up. All right. This segment is called Kiss Trey's Ass of the Week, I guess.
Mellow Ghetto. Dude, your accent impressions are absolutely hilarious and frankly, impressive. Like and subscribe.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. It actually feels a little bit weird because I have basically never practiced or worked on any of my accents or voices. So it feels weird to be good at something with no effort. I'm probably in the wrong line of work. I should probably be doing voiceover. Dan Menez, this is the best fucking YouTube music channel ever, man. Thank you. This is only true because Rudy doesn't really do music content anymore, so I'll take it. TN Patronus 4098, your work is great. Lots of free content that showcases a fraction of your skill set. Comprehensive courses are reasonably priced too. And you have tons of equipment that you use well. A huge personal investment. Plus, your music degree. Haters gonna hate. Keep on being awesome. Thanks, I will. At this point, I feel like I'm kind of locked into being awesome, like, I don't know another way.
Robbie Fitzgerald, man, I wish I had the extra money to throw at your courses, even though I have no intention to do anything with them. You've proven your abilities many times over, and it'd be awesome to support you.
Thank you for your support, Robbie Fitzgerald. Even just commenting, you are supporting me. If any of you want to support me for whatever reason you like, and you either don't want to or can't afford to buy a course or something else that I sell, or you just have no use for it, you can always use what's called a super thanks. YouTube has made it possible for you to just donate money to me in basically whatever amount. In order to give a super thanks to me or any other YouTube creators, there's these 3 little dots down here, and you click those. I'm looking at it right now. Unfortunately, YouTube takes a pretty big cut of that. I think it's like 30%. So I'll also just put a direct donation link, a Streamlabs link that you can use if you feel like donating that way. You'll also see a button that says join if you want to join the channel as a member. That's like a monthly small donation where you get a little badge, you get a little gong that you can put in your comments and stuff on the streams. That's also an immense help, and I really appreciate that. Another easy way to support me and to stay fashionable is to buy some of my merchandise. I am now selling Stay Squishy t-shirts, and I think they look pretty great if I do say so myself. I'll also put that link in the description. But as always, comments, likes, and subscribes are free, and they are also an immense help. DJ Garrison 1976. Just wanted to say I bought the songwriting course for Metal and Rock, and it was awesome. Prior to going through the course, I had a lifetime of riffs I was trying to puzzle together. After the course, I started actually completing full songs that I'm proud of. So far, I've completed 3 songs, and I'm almost done with my 4th one, and I have another that just needs vocals. Easily the best money I've ever spent on any music gear. Thanks, Trey. Thank you, DJ Garrison, and I am so happy that I was able to help you. That's why I'm here. Always love a pair of comments that highlight the duality of man. Tenacious Kevo Music, is this the next Devin Townsend or what? Ha! Man, I love this mix so much. It sounds very magical. And then, Palsy Dad.
Goofy as fuck, no better than most viewer songs that he dunks on.
This was on the Featherweight music video. Goofy as fuck. So it's either literal god tier Devin Townsend or it's goofy as fuck. I mean, it could be both. You're gonna have to decide for yourself. I'll put the video right here so you can watch it. And now another new segment. I know they're all new segments, all right? Which I'm calling A Q for Your A, in which I ask you a question and then you answer in the comments section. And the question that I have for you is, what is your favorite type of video that I do? I do so many different things that I had to write them down, like roll for song, rants like the Giacomo one, tutorials where I show you how to do something, song reactions like I did a bunch of this week, how blank writes a song, how band writes a song like the Ghost one or the Metallica one, or this one, Q and Trey. What is it? I want to know.
Bad Rabbit. Compositionally, I'm stuck in a rut with structure. I can build verses, choruses, pre-choruses, bridges, breakdowns, solos, etc. A lot of the bands I listen to, though, flesh out all that further with little transition pieces, not sure what to call it. It gives a slightly less predictable feel, and I want to do that. How do I start doing that and making it flow instead of sounding like I added a part to add it? in metalcore/mellow death, by the way.
Predictability comes from two different places. Number one, it's just from all of the music that we've listened to our whole lives, and whether or not you're going to sound like that. And number two, it's like sort of the micro version of that, microcosm version of that, where you set up an expectation by what it is that you start with. Any kind of repetition creates a prediction in your person's mind, right? Predictability just means that somebody's making a prediction, whether they mean to or not. Your little unconscious mind is gonna be like, okay, they just did this thing, probably gonna do it again. And you can either do that more or less. If you do that more, it increases the flow of your song because there's no jarring transitions or any transitions at all. Even a great transition is interrupting the flow. And if you don't do it enough, you wind up with a through composed nightmare. It sounds to me like what you're describing are like little interludes between different sections of the song. A lot of prog bands will do this, like Dream Theater, Kansas, yes. It's a development of something that you've already got. Some variation on it. Takes some melody, some part that you already have, and make a new version of it. And put it in a place where it's not going to make the song just feel longer, where like you're just dragging it out for some reason. Put it somewhere where it's creating an effect that really needs to be there. It doesn't have to have a name. Like these names that we have for stuff, verse, chorus, and bridge, these are just like functional names for conventions, right? You can call it Steve for all I care, but like, where does Steve live and why does he live there, right? Is Steve a welcome guest in this home? The home is your song. Or is he like the piece of shit brother-in-law who doesn't have a job and is crashing on your couch? For fuck's sake, Steve, clean up your fucking Cheeto dust. God damn it. Thanks so much for all of your comments and questions. Don't forget to leave more of them so that I have more stuff to answer for next week. And because you might win a prize. So stay squishy and I'll see you real soon.